Hey YouTube, how are you doing? I hope the noise of the fan is not annoying. Thank you for being here. I have been told, this is City Lips Plumping Lip Oil. I have been told that some people are missing my longer videos, and I do feel strange that they have been like really short lately. But anyway, so we're going to do an entire face. I did start the brows, and I think I'm going to leave them like this. I didn't back comb the front end, and I did just go this way lightly, and I do like it better when the front portion is feathered. And so I don't even know how I end up, well, you know what, I end up doing too much in this area because I keep trying to get them the same, which the same is not even natural. So I think we're going to just leave it like this today, and we're going to jump into this look. I'm going to do the intro as I'm priming the eye. I'm going to use a new product today. See, this is what I'm saying. I need to just stop because then it just gets away from me. I'm going to use, again today, Prime Promedics Under Eye Brightening Corrector. And I did do a short. I'm sure, have you seen it? I don't know when I didn't even schedule it yet. But they did send me those to try. And I'm liking the orange one a lot. So we're going to work with that again today, which means we're going to do our foundation and primer separate, unless I just put it on top of eye cream. So let's just do that. So am I going to do the intro? Because doing this, I'll be explaining what I'm doing. So we're not going to do the intro. Excuse me, I may say it later on in the video, like just to fill up time. This is the City Beauty Brightening Eye Cream. I love putting additional moisture under my eyes before I put on concealer and start a look, even though I don't know if it's brightening, because I seldom use it just on its own. Once in a while, like when I wash my face, I will just put it on before I do any other skincare because I plan on, taking a shower later. So I don't want to put on a lot of product and then just for it to wash off. But it just feels really good. Also, excuse me. And you know what, just for giggles, we're going to take this also and put under our nose area. Use whatever you want to for whatever. So that way I will just still mix the primer with the foundation for that. So we're going to put this here just for moisture. And because it is emollient, it may or may not affect how the corrector goes on. I did wash the brush. Where did I put the brush? I put the brush where my concealer brushes and my foundation brushes are. And so we're going to take those out right now. One side under eye. You know what? I think I might do this in a live stream because then you can tell me like what it looks like to you. Let's do that. So let's go back to the original plan. Doing the base face and doing the intro and then getting into this look. So I do apologize for being scattered. Yeah, I am sleep deprived as usual. I was getting ready to say something and I forgot that quick what I was getting ready to say. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. And actually, we did do the Prime Promedics correctors in a video. So we may not, I still kind of want to do it live just for y'all to see in real time and tell me what you think. So what was it that I was getting ready to say? Oh, I'm not going to do interims because after I do this, I'm going to wash it off and go lay back down. That's what I was going to say. This is a Natasha Denona NY11, and I do like this for under my eyes. I'm looking here because when I was using the corrector, I noticed that one side, like this, almost looked invisible as far as the discoloration, whereas this side still, you can see from here to here where this side is just here. And so I'm looking now and I'm realizing that there is more of a shadow here versus right here. And so how it looked is not all credited to the corrector because this kind of stops right here, the discoloration, the shadow. There's no hair there, it's just weird. Where this comes all the way over. So do you see what I'm saying? Nothing on my face is symmetrical. Nothing. So we're going to pat this out with the Real Techniques 210 brush. I love this for this and also for cream products. And I love the 200, the one I use for foundation, and also cream products because they're dense. And so the product, blends well, goes where I want it to go. And these are easy to clean and inexpensive. I want to say I haven't purchased one lately, but with inflation, I'm thinking maybe they're like $8 now, where before they were like six something. And sometimes I would see them at Marshalls, but Ulta usually has $3.50 off a $15 order. So that would be a good coupon code to use, even just to pick up like two of these or one of this and one of the foundation one. I have that dark spot right there. And I do recommend these. They last me years. And so when one finally dies, I am not at all upset because it's done been through and it has served me well. So 1 pump of the Milk Hydro Grip Primer on our palette. And y'all know this because y'all been here. Some of y'all are here every video. I do appreciate that too. Like, I seriously do. And me also consuming content. This is the Fenty Luminous something hydrating foundation. We're going to just use 1 pump. And it's hard to keep up sometimes. Actually, all the time. It's hard to keep up. This is the 200 Real Techniques brush. And so we're just going to pat this together. And we're going to put this on. Was I going to do anything right here? Apparently not. Meaning what? This area under my nose. Hello again and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. Why do I call it that? Crazy concept. Be your authentic self. Yeah, in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain tool, a certain brand, a certain technique, because that's what they're telling you in whatever video you're watching. I'm here to let you know, wear what you want to wear, brand, tools, use whatever technique you want to use to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing our natural features, enhancing them if we want to, when we want to, never feeling like we have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. Did I say the thing about we accept our natural features here? Yeah, I did. I still actually have some left, like seriously. And some people are like, you just use 1 pump. I do use more if I do the primer separate. I end up needing like 3 pumps of the primer and 2.5 pumps of the foundation. But mixing it together, I use less of both, and now I am scraping. And I do like the effect. I don't want, my foundation to look cakey. Here's the thing about sponges. Some people say they have to use a sponge because if they don't, they're going to have streaks in their foundation. If you've been noticing how I apply my foundation, I'm pouncing it as if it were a sponge. And that's just a habit for me. And so when people say they always have to use a sponge because whenever they use a brush, they get streaks, I always use a brush and I never get streaks. But this is why. So when people say things, look at what they're doing, because that may give you an understanding as to why they're saying what they're saying. And I did swirl like up here to make sure I got into the corners, but then I did go back and pounce again. There are no streaks. There's no streaks. None whatsoever. So, I didn't take out any blush situation shits. Well, first we want to powder down. That's what we need to do first. With the Fashion Fair Set It Loose Powder, Truly Tawny. And I don't have out any other brushes, so when you see me reaching over here is to get brushes. I'm excited for tonight. Tonight is when we're doing Michelle's request. She posted a picture on my community tab of a melting makeup look, and I was like, oh. And I love that perk for members that they can make a request, because usually it is the creative look. And it's usually something that I have never done before, or I did not even think to do. And so it's exciting to try something new, to do something new. And I usually do like the look. A few creative looks I did not like because I was way off of what the brief was. I liked the look, but not for what it was supposed to be. And so there was one in particular, a cracked porcelain doll look. I redid it. And when I redid it, y'all, that's one of my favorite looks. I have maybe like 10 favorite looks. I've done I call my creative looks troll play looks because this is a crazy troll nation, so you got to put troll in there somewhere, right? I think I have probably close to 10 favorite looks, but we're up to like number 93 or 94 for the creative looks that we've done. 93 or 94. So we've done a lot over the last couple of years. And I do have maybe close to 10 that are my favorites. I can think of 5 off the top of my head, but when I go back and look, I'm like, yeah. Like, what's up? We're going to do a very simple base face because I just want to get to the look. Do I want it? No, you know what? Let's do the whole thing because, as I had said earlier, some people are like, I miss your longer videos, and so let's just do the whole thing. For our eyeshadow look, we're using this MAC palette, and this one, 2 of my official troll kin, which is what I call my channel members, named Trolls Just Want to Have Fun. And so these colors right here specifically are what I chose for this palette. These are left over from my other BYOPs. This is a new one. This is a duplicate shade. I'm gonna have that in another palette, but I wanted just a palette that was fun and colorful, and so that's what this is. And I haven't done many looks with it, and I do keep track of, you know, what palettes I want to use, when did I last use it, because I want to have everything at least within a 2-month rotation. I realized yesterday that I may end up throwing myself off of that timeline because of when I do creative looks. And we do live streams at least 3 nights a week. And I'm just going to randomly pick 2 House Labs bronzers, 2 House Labs blushes, and 2 House Labs highlighters. And so what we randomly picked, medium level 7, deep level 10. We are going to use our Sigma brushes. And I use them, I think, almost every video. We're going to take deep level 10 first. And this is the Sigma F43 brush, and it says soft angle cheek. So that naming of this brush makes me think it's for blush, but I like it for contour because of the shape of it. And you can see my natural contour even when there's nothing there. And so that is my guide. And so for me, I don't have to go because I can see where it is. Or some people just kind of go, or they'll kind of smile a little bit and it'll pop out that line. But for me, like I already see it, and so I don't make the faces. And so, ooh, I got an eyeball there. Oh, I forgot to tell you 2 things about me after the intro. Sometimes I curse because sometimes I curse, and there's an organism named Bruce that lives in my throat that likes to randomly randomly hiccup, gurgle, and indulge in videos and in live streams. I haven't had anything to drink or eat today, so Bruce should still be sleeping. So we're going to take this brush, we're going to just tap it in. Y'all, this has, I don't know if you can see it, this has a nice little dip in there. I did pan medium level 7, which we're also going to use. And so the one you'll see me use is a newer one. And it was the first and only House Labs bronzer I had for a long time. I cannot go wrong with it. And so I had medium level 7 bronzer, hibiscus haze blush, and golden pyrite highlighter. And they were perfect for me, can't go wrong with those. But because I was like, oh, the formula, y'all, is so friggin' nice, I wanted to get more colors. And so I got more colors. So I have 4 of their bronzers, 5 of their blushes, and 4 of their highlighters. They don't have a foundation shade for me, and I didn't care too much for their powder. And so it's just the bronzers and blushes and highlighters that kind of have me, well, not kind of, they do have me in a chokehold, and they are among my favorites. So that was deep level 10. We're going to put that back. Excuse me, same brush. This is medium level 11. Girl! Bruce, you're supposed to be still sleeping. Okay? This is medium level 7. I like doing a gradient with my bronzer, and you may have noticed or may not that I use the bronzer even as a contour. And I do use them interchangeably, maybe half the time, because sometimes I do actually use a contour for contour, and then sometimes I don't. It just kind of depends. And so this is medium level 7. We're going to tap in, and we're going to put that more so up here towards the front part to give us a gradient. And we are going to put blush here too, so it may not be that noticeable, but I do really just like in person I can see it. And also you have to be nuanced. Like, a lot of people don't really pay that much attention to detail, but for those of us who do, it's just like, oh, that's pretty. So it's like a there, not there, because most of the colors back here are deep level 10. And even though we brung it here, it's sheared out. And so I'm like, these just work so well. And even if I put too much, they blend out well. There's no problem. So we're going to put that brush somewhere. Okay, let's put that right there. Randomly, we chose Pomelo Peach and Hibiscus Haze. This is Hibiscus Haze that I was talking about. I cannot go wrong with this blush. And this is Pomelo Peach. And so what are we going to put where? Because we are going to do a gradient with the blush. So we're going to take Pomelo Peach because it looks darker, but it may not really be darker. We're going to take the Sigma brush number F11, which says Soft Sculpt, which leads me to believe this was intended to be used as a sculpting brush. And I can see it with the width of it and the shape of the bristles, and that it's tapered because you're sculpting. So you're using more so the tip of the brush versus how I did it with this one, the wider portion, and then, you know. And also I have a bigger face too. So the size brush that you prefer does have something to do with the size of your face. And also if you want to be like very strategic, very detailed. But if you have a smaller face than mine or a thinner face than mine, some of these brushes may be too big for you. So we're going to, and there's a dip in here too. So this is Pomelo Peach. So we're going to put this back here. I like bringing my blush up to here. There's different ways to apply blush, and if you look up videos, they're usually applying just one blush. And so depending on face shape, you know, they'll say put your blush back here, or, you know, just put your blush on the apples of your cheeks. And so, but it's whatever you want to do, just like the title, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it, to get your makeup how you want it to be. You set the standard for yourself. And so, but people will try to tell you, oh, you should do this, you should, how about you get out of my business? How about that? I know I'm tripping. I know. So now we're going to take Hibiscus Haze. We're going to turn the brush over. So this was Pomelo Peach. This is the side we're using now. So we're going to swipe this in here. And we're going to put this, so you see where Pomelo Peach stops. We're going to put Hibiscus Haze right here. And so even though it's subtle, and it looks like it wants to just blend into one tone, I like that gradient. And just like with the bronzers, you can see it's darker back here and lighter up here, but there is product there. And so I really just like doing this combination with two blushes, not necessarily these two blushes, but just in general, I like having a gradient. Oh my gosh. Let's bring that in a little bit further, a little closer. I used to never bring my blush up here, but I noticed when I do, like you can actually see it when I'm looking like straight at you versus before when I would need to turn a little bit to see it. And not that it matters, but I am so adorable. Yes, y'all, love on yourself and tell yourself good things. And the two highlighters we chose at random was Golden Pyrite and Fire Opal. Golden Pyrite is the one that I had purchased first, and I've had it the longest, and so that's why this is looking kind of jacked up. And this is Fire Opal. So if you'll see, notice the difference in how they look. Yeah, I've been loving on this one, and it was the only one I had for a long time. We're actually going to use two different brushes, but they're both going to be the Sigma F03 High Cheekbone Highlighter. So this is designed to be a highlighter brush. So we're going to take Fire Opal first, because I was trying to think if I want to put that here or down here, because usually highlighter I go from here to here. So we're going to take Fire Opal and we're going to put that here. This is described as yellow orange. Y'all look at this shade. So orange, well, let me see. I don't want to blind you. Yellow, orange. Yellow, orange. And it's not here. So you see how just no highlighter is looking, and then you see this. Y'all, this highlighter. Ooh, I love it. We're going to just put it here today. That is nice. And I know I've said it before. Like I'm wondering, like, do my cheek situations end up looking the same? Like, you know, by the end of the day or midday or whatever part of the day. And then most people don't even notice. And so I do think when we do makeup and wear a lot of makeup, wear a lot of different products, I do feel like that's kind of just for us. You know what I mean? This is golden pyrite, and we're going to do both sides of the brush because we're going to sweep this back and forth up here. So fire opal stopped here, and we're going to take golden pyrite here where fire opal stops, just up here. And I do know some people wear makeup to attract a certain person or certain type of person, but my thing is who are you? Like the intro, accept your features and handsome if you want to, when you want to, but not because you have to. But some people feel like they have to, and I feel sad about that. The VA hospital is calling me. Oh man, I'm not going to answer. We are going to now spray the face with the Scandinavia finishing spray, the bridal formula. I do have the oil control here. I don't have, do I want to do the oil control today? Maybe let's do the oil control today since it's sitting here. Have I used it yet? I haven't used it yet. I know that because there's no label on it. So let's not use that today. This one, the bridal one, does have a label. They have a 24-month PAO. Where's the fan blowing? They say go in a T and an X. That's what they said. Usually I just do 3 and then 3 coming back and that's it. I feel like it's missing over here. I didn't feel it go over there. And then I'll wipe some off of my lids, which is just a habit, because then we're going to put on primer and start to look. Let me take out some eye brushes. Esom V12, Esom, no it's not, Esom V27, Esom V27. The older ones, silver handled, the bristles are not tapered, or angled I should say. The newer ones, I was reading part of the message that they sent. I might have this thing on my phone where it'll transcribe messages into a text. So you'll see that the newer ones, the bristles are angled, and you will see me use this in almost every look for that first shade that I put right there. And yes, we're going to do that again today. Let me move the face brushes over. I'm going to take out, I think I want to do a wide swatch of color on the lid. So we're going to use our Hourglass number 3. And we're going to take out an Hourglass number 6 for outer corner. I've been using this lately for that, and I really like it. It doesn't give me, what's the word? I've been losing my words lately. It doesn't give me the precise look that I go for, like when I want to do like that sharp V, because it's a fluffy brush. And usually when I do the V, I'm using this brush, and I will stamp it here and the colors here, and then I'll stamp it here and then fill it in. This does not allow me to do that because it's rounded versus how this is a shorter brush and the bristles are shaped different. But I've been liking that lately, so we're going to do that today. And we're also going to use a Sigma number 45 small tapered blending brush. I like this for up here. It is a blending brush. Some people will use it for crease because it does fit right in there. But because I don't do crease shades, like this works for me up here, and I love it that it's tapered so I can get it where I want it to go. We're also going to take out the Scott Barnes number 60. This is the one, this is my go-to for putting a thin line of color right underneath my brows. I just love how that looks. For lower lash line, we're going to, we're going to use our Fenty 220 brushes. And again, I'm not using shadow underneath today. I mean, no, the gel pencil eyeliner underneath today. So we're going to still just use our 2 Fenty 220s. I have 4 of them because I do like these for placing color on the lower lash line. And so let's prime the eye with the Fenty Amplified Eye Primer. I do miss doing like full face videos. I do. They're usually about 40-45 minutes long. I just like hanging out with y'all and playing with my makeup. The brush we use to blend out eye primer is usually the brush that I use for the concealer when I placed it under my eye. And I do have 7 of these. I had 8, one died, and one of the foundation brushes died. But I have so many of them, like it didn't matter. We're going to just bring this out a little bit just to give the shadow something to stick to if I do bring it out that far. We're also going to use Groundwork Max Paint Pot. Y'all, this has a serious hole in it. I panned one. I panned one of these. I do like this combination of putting this on top of the primer. I want to say it helps me remove my eye makeup easier than putting just this on the lid by itself. And so it's sort of like, okay, this was designed to be a shadow base. The eye primer is designed to be an eye primer, but it seems like the eye primer is the base for the shadow base. But I do really like how both of them on their own, they do grip the shadow. So I don't have a problem with that. But using them together, I don't really know what it is, but it does. You know what? It does make it easier to remove makeup. Because when I'm thinking back, when I would just use this on its own as a shadow base, this is like spackle. Like it just sticks. And thinking back, it was a little bit more work to get my eye makeup off because of that. And so the eye primer just kind of helps it slide off when I wanted to just slide off with the wipe. So let's get into this palette. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do finishing powder. Are we going to? I don't know. I don't know. I'll take one. Well, you know what? I don't know. Let's just not even take one out yet. So we're going to take, oh, this is pretty. This shade is Humble Brag, and that's the shade from before. Let's stick to what I purchased for this palette. I mean, for the fun part of the palette. This is Allowance, because we likes money, right? And we're going to, you see my face already, right? Pop. Pop. Y'all, and then I'll go back and blend it. MAC shadows just work for me. Like, they just work for me. And I say often, I don't want to work for my shadow. I don't want to do a bunch of things to get the color to show up or to get it to blend or, you know, spray my brush. I don't mind using a sponge tip applicator because to me that's in place of a brush. But I don't like the extra step of spraying my brush. I don't know why I don't like doing that. I just don't. I just want to put a tool in the shadow and put the shadow on. So maybe that's just what it is. It's like I paid for you, you my hoe, do what I want you to do. You know what I'm saying? And so I know y'all be tripping. So now we're going to take an Hourglass number 3, and I'm thinking this is a dual chrome. When I look this way, I see a green gold. When I look where you are, it's like an orangey shade. This is going to be a fun look, though. This is also a dual chrome. Both of these are, I believe they're called Chrome Shift shadows, and this has that purple blue shift or turquoise, whatever that is. Let's put this one on first and see. And I have used it. These two are creamy shades, so this is a different formula than their other. And do I even need to say that? Because it's a different name, Chrome Shift, so that tells you it's a Chrome Shift and not just a satin or a metallic. We're going to put that other one that I showed you. I'm trying to see if I see the shift. Ideally, one dual chrome or multi-chrome on the lid, so that way when you have a longer swatch of that color, it gives more space for the shadow, for the light to bounce off the shadow, and that's where you see the shifts. And so that's why I'm second guessing, like if I want to put the other one on the outer corner. And the reason I'm saying that is because I want the look to be darker. And this really is not that. But this is a fun palette. Like, I imagine this would be a look that if I wore makeup back when I was younger and going to the club, this is something I would have did because it's shiny, you know, it has a nice little sheen to it, it's colorful. When I'm here, yeah, you can see the green here, and this side you see the orange because of how the light hits it. And then when I go this way, you can see the difference in the color. And so that is what it does. So I do see it. So we're going to put that down. So that means we're going to take another Hourglass number 3 and put, did I say the name of that shade? That shade is In the Shadows. In the Shadows. And then we're going to take this one here, which is Ethereal Venom. Okay, I'm wrong. Wait, what am I looking at? 1, 2, 3. This shade is called Venom, and this shade is called Ethereal. Hi, my name is Dion. I'm a label whore. So we're going to take Ethereal, this one, and these are super creamy, y'all. Oh man, we're going to put this over here. These are very creamy. If you have oily lids, just know that these are creamy. Creamier than like Natasha's Creamy Matte Cream to Powder formula. Like these are just straight cream, it feels like. And so that's what that looks like. Let's put it on the other side. I can say it feels good to use these because I've had this palette put together for a while, and I think this is like my 4th work with it. So, hence wanting to have fewer palettes because I will use them more regularly. And so what are we going to put for our outer corner? Do I want to put Carbon? Excuse me for smacking on my outer corner. This is pretty. And even if you do put, you know, two dual chromes on the lid, sometimes it'll end up just looking like one multi-chrome. And especially with this gold on the inner corner, like look how this is looking. Bruce, for real, they did not come to see you. Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. Let me know if y'all know what that's from. We're not going to use this brush after all. We're going to take the Hourglass brush. This is their number 6. And part of me is like, just pop this on the outer corner. That would be different for sure, right? Let's do it. And that shade is After Party. So we're going to take this one. Look at my face, y'all. I'm excited. I'm just like, I don't know what it's going to look like. Try not to be apprehensive or nervous about trying something new. And I do hear myself quite a bit saying, let's just put it here to see what happens. I don't recommend that if you're like going out to a dinner party or if you're going to work because you may not like it. But I always end up liking what I do. And so, and it motivates me and encourages me to keep playing with makeup. I don't know what this will do. Let's just try it. You know what I'm saying? And so I do recommend, wow, you just play your makeup. Like do something different. Do something you normally wouldn't do. Because some people, they really do pay attention to, is this shadow going to go with this one? And I see people swatch and then they're holding it up like, which one do I want to use because of the crease shade or whatever? And they're like, this one, or do I want to use this one? Y'all notice I don't do none of that. I'm just like, let's just see. And it's fun. It is fun just to experiment, play around. And then when I like the look, which I usually do, it's just like, ooh, girl, you did the damn thing. Yeah, you did that. So as I was saying, this isn't going to give me a sharp line that I would have if I used the Esom V27. And so we're just going to let it just be messy a little bit. Well, not messy, but just like a wide, diffused wing. I like this a lot. Very colorful. And this is what I wanted, a fun, colorful palette. We're going to put that down. We're going to take, I was looking at, excuse me, the blending that I need to do up here. But let's see if this will handle that. We're going to take, this is Natural Wilderness. Do we want to do that? Let's do it. This is the Esom E45. I always start over here, but lately I've been wanting to come here first. And so I'll notice myself like, and then I'll come over here. So I don't know what's up with that. We are right now going right on top of that line where the lid shades are. Oh, I don't intentionally use a shade to blend out another shade, but in situations like this, like it did it. So this is not with the shade, this is with the shade. And we have just enough space to do that brow arch highlight that I like to do. So we are just tapping straight in, tapping off, and we're going right on top of the line. Y'all, I swear I be raising my brows, but they really don't be going up that high. And I used to be able to just raise one brow, but it's hard for me to do that now. I do get Botox for migraine treatment and prevention, and because some of the shots are here, it does, this is pretty. Make my face not move. We're going to take this shade, and we're going to take this Esom brush, and this is letter N number V31. The print on here is white and the handle is silver. Hard to read. We're going to take this shade. Excuse me for that glare. This shade right here, and that shade is Blueprint. We're going to put this on lower lash line. This is kind of creamy too. We're going to put this under here. I chose this brush because it's dense, and for me the gel liner does serve as a base for shadow, and so that's why we did not use this brush. This is a fluffier brush, one like that we use for the outer corner shade. I do see a difference though in the shadow not being right up under my lashes, but we will fix that. Oh, this is grungy. This is, oh, girl. Excuse me, y'all. I'm feeling myself. That's a freckle. I thought I had shadow right there. You would think I would know my face by now, right? I don't. And we're just lightly pulling out that shade over here. We're going to tap in one time. We did not tap off. So we're just going to bring that out here. We're going to put a blue on upper lash line. When I do my lower lash line, that's when I think what color I'm going to put for upper lash line. And when I'm doing my upper lash line, that's when I start thinking about what lip color I'm going to use. And so I seldom plan out a look. If I'm doing a troll play look, I do plan out what to use, because especially if they send me a picture, I'm trying to match up at least the color story to the picture. If you go to my YouTube channel page, there's a little bubble on there that says visit community. If you click on that, you can do a post. So you can leave posts on my community page, and that's where sometimes the members will post a picture, and if for some reason it doesn't come through, they'll send it to me, through Instagram DMs. So we're now going to take, this is the Makeup Forever smudge brush. This is number 210. This will allow me to get right up under my lash line. This brush is great for that. And sometimes I do use this to blend out eyeliner that I put under here, a gel pencil eyeliner. So I don't know if you see a difference. And maybe the difference is, for me also, I don't have my inner rims done. So I'm just seeing like this lightness on my inner rim where it's usually not, because there's color there. So maybe that's what it is too. Because I get so used to, excuse me for smacking, I'm dehydrated. This is nice. I'm going to try and get this to come out. We're just going to bring this out a little bit further. Y'all, I am digging this look. Do I have a blue lipstick? Ooh. With 4-hour brow arch. I'm going to put these two back home since we did not use those. And we're going to take the Scott Barnes number 60. We're going to take this shade. Or this shade. This is bright. This is a bold shade. We're going to take, do we want that one or we're going to take, I'm being indecisive. Girl, get it together. This is Humble Brag. This one is Disco to Cute. I do know that's really bright. Let's do Humble Brag. This is very bold. This shade is very bold. I'm not sure what this one shows up as. Humble Brag. So we're going to stick my finger in it. We're going to put that right under my brow arch. And this is why I love this brush. That's pretty. I just love that thin line of color. under my brow. I don't know when or how long ago when I first did that, and I was like, ooh, like, look at that. Like, like, are you kidding me? That's it. So that's the colors. What do we use? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shades for this look. Trolls just want to have fun palette. Doesn't it look like we're about to go party? We want to fix breakfast and then take a nap. Upper lash line. So I don't have a blue eyeliner. This is from Inglot and it's more like a teal or seafoam something. But we're going to put this for upper lash line. Inglot has numbers, not names. This is number 87. It is dry. I didn't pull out my MAC 210 brush, which is my go-to for liner on my upper lash line. And it looks like this. So do I need... Yeah, I need to put some door line in here. It is picking up on a brush. It is dry. Well, you can see that because it's cracked. But it works just fine. It is past the PAO. Their PAO is 9 months. So it is dragging a little bit because it is dry, but it is still going on. So we're just going to put it on. Where the challenge comes in when it's dry is trying to do a wing because my skin moves. And so we're just going to do a short wing. And that's it. I'm going to put some more in here. I clearly see it down here. When I look where you are, do I see it? Yeah, because this is a darker color than the piece of lid you see right here. And so we're going to put a thin line here. I think I need to put more on the brush. 41 minutes, y'all. So this is for those who like my long form content. The longer form, meaning 40, 50 minutes versus 20. And that could make it hard to keep up too if you watch somebody, like when all of my videos were like 50 minutes. That's 50 minutes out of your day. And the Crazy Troll Nation is a multitasking bunch. When I do live streams, somebody say, I'm here, I'm fixing dinner, I have you on, I'm doing this, I'm folding laundry. I don't expect anybody to just sit, especially if they're an adult, I don't expect them to just sit and just stare at their phone or their TV. And usually I watch YouTube on my TV, and I forget to go back and leave comments to let them know I was there. But story of my life, forgetting to go back. And so, this is pretty, if I do say so myself, and I do say so myself. So, and I did think to not even do mascara because this is not going to be on long, but we're going to do it. But we're not going to do the Sills Booster thingy. This is Fenty Hella Thick, mascara. I really do miss not having my inner rims done. I am just so used to doing that. Look at that tip of the lashes. I like this mascara. I was looking to see if I had another one right here waiting to be opened, but I opened this. When did I open this? Hi, my name is Dion. I'm a label whore. I opened this April 2nd this year. And the PAO, I don't know, what did that say? It's looking like 6 months from what I can tell. It might be 12, but most mascaras are 6 months. I saw one that said 24 months. I'm like, what the hell formula is this? Is that a mistake? I've seen 3 months, 6 months seems to be typical. And sometimes I'll see 9 months. So when I saw 24 months on whatever mascara that was, I didn't trust it. I'm like, I think that's a mistake. Like, what the hell is in here? Because using mascara, try not to pump your mascara. It's not getting any more on the wand than it would just putting it in and taking it back out. Because then you're just pumping air in it. And as you use mascara, air gets in there anyway because the tube is open, the wand is out. And so the longer you use it, usually the longer you use it, the drier the mascara will get because of air being in there. And so for that, whatever brand mascara said 24 months, I'm like, what kind of formula is that? I didn't trust it. I used it until it started performing differently because it'll get drier. I had a mascara before since, I'm not going to say the brand. The more I used it, the more wet it became. And that to me was weird because usually mascara gets drier as you continue to use it. But it got more and more wet to the point where when I would blink, like my upper lashes would kind of stick to the bottom lashes. My bottom lashes are not even that long. It was just so freaking weird to me. I was just like, what kind of formula is this one? So this is the Fenty Hella Thick Mascara. What are we going to do? Ooh, this is too bold though, I think. That would, yeah. Do I have another blue? This might be nice. This is a gray. This is kind of like a grungy type look. I don't want to use a, surprisingly, I don't want to use a black. Girl, what is happening? You used to always just be like, make a beeline for the black. Ooh, Adder's Fork. This is the black and blurple. We're using that one. This one. This one is Lovin' the Dead. Notoriously Morbid. I have a code down below. Lovin' the Dead matte black with emerald green sparkles. Y'all, this is so pretty. Well, actually, I think all of my lippies are so pretty. This one is Adder's Fork. Adders Fork. Deep blackened blurple. And I used to think it didn't show up that way. And I was wearing it one day. And somebody was like, oh, I love that blue lipstick. Where do you get that from? So I sent them the link. And they were like, oh. And they like, I'm going to buy it. I said, wait, let me give you my code and get 15% off. And they bought it. Like on the spot. I was just like, oh my gosh. When you like something, you like something. And I've had a handful of people tell me they didn't think that they could pull off wearing a black lipstick. But watching my videos and seeing me in person with black lipstick, they tried it and they love it. At least a handful of people have told me, I now wear black lipstick because of you. And I'm like, you're welcome. So just try things, y'all. Just try things. We're not going to line the lips. Usually I don't with liquid lipstick. Excuse me for snacking. So it is blue. You see from the wand is blue. It smells like candy. Deep blackened blurple. And I do line my lips first with it. This smells like bubble gum. It smells like bubble gum. My lips are not symmetrical. When I wear a dark lip, it accentuates how asymmetrical they are. And I don't try too hard to get them symmetrical because people who know me, they know what I look like and they know what my facial features are. So I'm not trying to fix anything because we accept our features. I do different when I do other people's makeup. I do get things symmetrical. But for me personally, I accidentally went down here with the lipstick. So it is over my lip line. I don't like the look of overlined lips on anybody up close, because I can still see where their lip line is, and it's obvious that they overline. Now, from a distance, that CED thing that Janessa talks about, from a distance, it looks great. When you get closer, it's like, oh, you overlined your lips. And so that is something for me, when I'm not going to be in somebody's face. Y'all, and so now this side looks thicker. I'm just coming down a little further. Yo, this look is nice. This is nice. Deep blackened blurple. I'm trying to think if I'm gonna top it with something. But the thing is, black eats this and this one. It gives it a tiny bit of shine, but it eats it, meaning you can't see the color once that's, because this is so dark. I want to make this. I had this since I opened this. Oh, jeepers. April 20th, 2024. Hi, my name is Dion. I'm a label whore. And we are just now down to here. And I keep saying, girl, just going to get rid of it. But when I use it, it still smells as good as it did when I first purchased it. So we're tapping this to just shake it up. And And we're gonna put this on the center. Yeah, it still smells new. Ooh, that's nice. So just putting it in the center. And so it does eat the color. So you just have that shine on the center. Yo, this is nice. This look, y'all. Do I need to run errands? Is there anywhere I need to go? This is pretty. I don't like lip gloss on their own because they're sticky. But over a liquid lipstick, they're perfect because a regular gloss, it would degrade the matteness of the matte lipstick. And so then it would just kind of look patchy and be moving and sliding around. And so the lip gloss does serve a purpose. They have lip gloss air now, which are not sticky. And these are more so just like a typical gloss. And so it will break down the matteness of the liquid lipstick. And so this is making me want to get more lip glosses to use specifically for topping. I do have lip gloss in Ruby Woo. That would be a nice vampy lip. So this is the look, y'all. We're gonna go. Thank you to those who do miss my long form videos. This is for you. For those who skip through just to see the finished look, I appreciate that too. I appreciate you being here. Like the video, hype the video, share the video. All those free things that help support my channel. And if you want to further support, I have a channel membership. Click join. It'll show you the perks. And then you click join again to actually join. $2.99 a month. You can cancel at any time. And there are also lots of links down below if you want to financially contribute to the channel without YouTube taking 30%. Yes, y'all, they take 30%. I do have my Cash App and something else down there. But we're going to go. Thank you again for being here. This was fun to do, and I am loving this look. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.